Disneyland babies. So on the left hand side we have Harold, drinking. On the right we have Mia, who's just coming out, and then Ildiko is, I don't know what Ildiko is doing. The babies are doing really well. They're drinking well. They're on about 400 ml at the moment between them, and it's about 4 o'clock, so they've still got some time if they want to do any more drinking, but it's really great for them to already be on such a good total. So hopefully we can move these guys out into their intro cages. So it looks like Ildiko and Harold are going to D&D. We're not quite sure where Mia's going to go, but it will be hopefully next week that they'll move up to their intro cages, because they're getting really good on the feeding cage and using those holes. And then we will get them used to the, oh, there's a frog in here, used to the intro cage and the troop. So as you can see, there is a brown frog. So as long as the guys don't go and touch it, it should be fine. But if they do, I'll just take the frog outside and put it outside of Disneyland. Ildiko is not bothered at all by the frog. Don't seem to be scared of it, just a little bit interested. And then here we have young man Harold. Very old soul for a little baby. Definitely suits his name. And then we've got lots of grass in here from earlier, so they get their forage at least once a day. So they've got grass, and they've also got these things which are marulas, which they love.
It's a very exciting night for Harold, Ildiko and Mia. So they're going to be meeting mums tomorrow, so it's their last night shift.
So we have Ildiko and Mia set up watching James Troop, and Harold, who has just joined me on my arm. So these guys are actually going to move up to D&D intro cage today, where they'll be for around a week, and then we'll start getting them to meet foster mums. So the main aim of moving them up there is just to start meeting the troop through the fence, to learn the feeding cage, to learn the branches, and just get them used to intro cage life instead of Disneyland life. So it'll be very exciting. So we're going to move them up in about 5 minutes. So we're just bringing the Disneyland babies, Ildiko, Harold and Mia, to D&D intro cage today. So they'll spend some time in the intro cage, just learning the troop, the branches and the feeding cage. And then sometime next week they are on track for meeting foster mums. So we're really excited for them. Catherine's just going to take them up. So we're just gonna walk the babies up through main feed. So they've recently got a delivery of peppers. The local guys preparing the food for the troop monkeys. Who are enjoying lots of banana. Hi Godfrey! So just straight up. I'm good, thank you, how are you? This is D&D on our left, and then our bachelor's box on our right. So Catherine's just gonna go into the intro cage. Alright guys, welcome to your new home. You see the monkeys? That was brave. Harold is straight up. Mia is in there. And then we have little Miss Ildiko. She's having a little bit of stage fright.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Probably not the one I thought would have.
No. Hi, climbing baby.
Those that have been kept as pets are a little bit more confident, a little bit more bolshy.
There we go. Good girl. Ildiko.
Well, these three seem to have settled in very, very nicely. Doesn't seem to be any problems or concerned at all. They haven't really approached the fence much for any of the monkeys there. But the important part here is the orientation, just getting used to the enclosure, where to climb, where to find your milk and all those type of things. So very important things in these little ones' lives. And just so that they get used to every little section of the cage and basically feel safe in the process. And of course another good thing is feeding them the natural forage, which they are going to find in the enclosure. And yeah, they really seem to be enjoying it. They're all settling in. You can see this lot is different to all the others. They're not really clinging to each other, so a little bit less concern. There's more chance they're going to cling to a foster mom. They're not so let's say frightened or scared that they're actually clinging to each other. So a lot more stable or more well balanced little group.
Ildiko and Mia are just enjoying a food play in the D&D foster mum miniature cage. So we have Mia at the front and then Ildiko just behind. Harold is around somewhere, eating the last of his apple. Babies are doing really well in here, nice and confident. Using the feeding cage. Going up to the fence and climbing. It's a little bit of a chillier day today, so they like to come up a lot for cuddles, but overall they're doing really well. We're hoping that next week we can start introducing them to mums. Harold is just up here. He's just enjoying some apple in privacy, whereas these girls are demolishing the plate. You can see very big cheek pouches filled with all the apple that they can, so it's their #1 favourite food along with mango. But from this plate they will eat all of the apple, then cucumber, and maybe try some banana. So here we have Ildiko in the burrito and Mia just giving her some attention. So Mia is an ex-pet and she struggles from only child syndrome. So she gets very jealous of anyone who gives any of the other babies attention and will always try and groom them, lip smack them, and get her own way, because as a pet she was the only child. And now she's got to contend with 2 other little babies. So here she is trying to groom Ildiko while she's sleeping with Jade. And then here's little Harold having a sleep in a blanket. The D&D babies are just enjoying a yummy plate of food. So as you can see, they have left all of the carrot and banana. So they've just eaten apple and cucumber. But it's all good because they've got some marulas now. So marulas are an indigenous fruit that comes off the trees around this time of year, and all the monkeys love them. So all of the troop monkeys are getting them, the intercage monkeys and the babies. So for the babies we just have to peel it for them. But inside, so this is what it looks like. Nice and juicy. And As you can see, Ildiko goes straight in. It's quite a sour fruit, but the babies love them. We try and give as much indigenous forage as we can, so grass, marulas, seed pods, white and red berries, just depending on what time of year it is, depends what they get. So marulas are only available for a couple of months, around February, March time. And they're very good for the babies. They've got lots of vitamin C. So we're just on the tail end of the respiratory outbreak that we've been dealing with since November, and vitamin C is very good for the lungs, and it's very good for their immune system as well. So marulas are a big bonus, and we try and give it to them as often as we can.
Okay, we are here at D&D. We have Ildiko, Harold and Mia up on the branches. We have taken everything out, as you can see. We've unwired the door. We've given the cage last checks. There is food here for everyone. We have a Hugo, our brand new integration staff. Out of the camera, we've got Lisa, who's done the last baby care shift with them. We are good to go. So we've already got loads of mums here waiting to come in. It looks like we've got Shanae, Precious, Hazel, all the usual suspects. So yeah, let's go ahead. Hazel is the one I do want in. She's the one actually at the door right now. So.
Well, as you can see, like any good mother, they get their priorities straight. Make sure you've eaten first and you're in a good enough condition to look after your new charges. Well, little Harold is very brave. He's just coming over to Hazel. Doesn't seem to be worried. I'm not too sure if he's just checking she's not eating all the food. For those of you who haven't met Hazel before, she arrived in about 2010. Her mother was shot and she was found still clinging to the mom's body. She was fostered by Fiona, Barney and Linda.
So this is Hazel. The babies already look pretty comfortable with her. They've just gone off camera. Harold has tried to approach. Here he comes.
Well, there certainly is a big difference when you approach your mom or a big mom approaches you. So that's going to take some getting used to. But they don't seem to be too upset or frightened as one would have thought, and are trying to initiate some kind of contact. But it just goes to show, if you have a look at the previous videos, how each integration is so completely different, how the little ones behave differently to each other, and this is always very, very important to take note of. It also is what makes the integration so special, because each one's different and each little one has got their own personality that's got to get used to what's actually happening.
So as you can see, this is Harold. He is super chill with the mamas. We've now also got Shanae in here, we just managed to sneak her in. Ildiko, still a little nervous when she's being approached by a mum, but Hazel and Shanae are two good mums for approaching and hugging babies, and I think that's what these guys need. But Harold is proven to be the most confident by far. He is approaching them. He's got a little hug from Hazel twice now. Mia's impartial to the whole thing, and Ildiko definitely a bit nervous when the mums approach her. But as I said, they've only been in for about 15 minutes now, so.
D&D foster mums this morning. How's it been going?
Yeah, so far so good. The babies are actually, we decided just to go ahead with all three, as they're not very clingy, and they're actually quite confident. They're not, as you can hear, it's all quiet. So they're pretty comfortable with the mums inside. Harold's definitely the most confident. He actually runs up to them and he's just stole some food from Hazel. They're a little bit nervous when the mums approach them, but that's kind of the norm. They've all just drank from the feeding cage. We've actually got the same mums as last year, Hazel and Shanae. So these two very good mums. The babies also take to those mums very well. They're not very good natured. So yeah, you can see Harold's just jumping around beside Hazel. And yeah, so far so good.
It's exceptionally quiet.
It's beautiful. Wandered in, so.
Here we have the D&D babies in the feeding cage. They've just been given their third lot of milk. So we have Mia in the middle, Harold on the left, and Ildiko on the right. They've been with mums now for about 2 weeks and are doing well. We can see Mia is just with Hazel, and then this is Shanae at the front. Always have to be really careful with Shanae because she loves to steal my glasses whenever I get too close to the feeding cage. All three babies are back in.
There's Mia, just one. And Harold and Ildiko.
Well, there we start getting a little bit of progress as little Harold approached the foster mom, getting a little bit of a groom. So he's the one that's going to really initiate it all, which is nice when you've got one that isn't scared at all and like sort of starts the whole ball rolling with going up to moms and getting them to basically start grooming them. And it builds the confidence while the others watch, possibly getting jealous because everybody loves a good groom, especially by a nice big female. It really is something. So Harold's really enjoying this. He probably won't be able to get away from the mom so easily now that she's got him in his arms. But yeah, this is at least the start, and it's great to see it's happening so early on. It's hard to tell who Hazel's got there. No help from our cameraman or camerawoman. But yeah, at least this is nice. They've gone up into the sleeping area, which is very, very important. Settled down, and you can just see how comfortable the little orphan is there with her foster mom. So things are really going well. Let's hope it's going to break through. Hopefully that's not Harold. That'll give the other two a little bit of a chance. To see how they go. They're all back down here again. It's getting a little bit late in the afternoon, so they're all starting to play a little bit and things like that. So hopefully they're all going to start migrating up to the sleeping perch with moms as the sun slowly goes down and it gets closer and closer to bedtime. Well, there we go. They're all slowly making their way up to the sleeping area. From my point here, I can't see if there's any moms up there at the moment. but the little ones at least know where to go. They've probably been up there before. And yeah, Mom is there. I think this might be Shanae actually at this point in time. The little ones seem remarkably settled, not bothered, so really a kind of a quick integration with the moms. It's a lot more surprising. As I said, each one's different, and these lots seem to have accepted the moms very, very quickly. I mean, just even look when they have a look at the moms, how they look in their eyes and things like this. It's just like, yes, I'm your little baby, you know. I can't actually explain the exhilaration that actually goes through one when this process actually works so well. And these little ones actually find these foster moms, and the moms start looking after them, and they all start cuddling up in the corner of the cage. It is so remarkable. So really something extraordinary. Well, thank you everybody for watching. I'm going to try and complete this episode as soon as I can, with the foster moms taking these little ones out into the enclosure and meeting the rest of the troop. So please watch out for it. If I get chance, we'll try and see if we can get it out by Sunday, but I don't want to make any promises. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you everybody for sharing, being loyal supporters, those who are donating through PayPal, continually, our Patreon followers, those that are adopting the little ones. All of this is helping tremendously. I can just say a very, very big thank you. It's a very tough part of the year at the moment, where volunteer numbers are still extremely low. So all the help we can get from outside makes a big difference. Thank you, everybody. See you in the next episode.